Hey, welcome folks to our 1979 Mets replay. We are in beautiful downtown Flushing, Queens, hosting the San Francisco Giants. It's Vita Blue on the mound for the Giants and Tom Houseman on the mound for the Mets. Now we are in inning 5, I believe. Actually, no, we are in the bottom of the 4th, and it's a 2-0 Giants lead. Now the Mets have lost 11 of their last 12 games. So we took a short break from the replay, and now we are back. We're having to record and then upload because if you have fewer than 1,000 followers, you don't get a chance to live stream anymore. I guess it was becoming too difficult for the YouTube to kind of keep track of illicit or unwanted live streams. So I guess they simplified it to where if you have 1,000 followers, you're probably somebody that people know somewhat, and they can identify if there's any objectionable streams that are going on and so on. They have time to get complaints and review those complaints and all that. And somebody out of 1,000, I guess they've gauged that would, somebody, if there was something going on that shouldn't be going on, there's 1,000 people that have the opportunity to complain about it. So that's how I'm figuring this out, and I'm going to get started right away. As you can see, I have my iPad and using iScore in view, so you can keep track of that as well and see how I do it. And we're going to get started. It's going to be Vita Blue versus Joel Youngblood. 1979 Mets replay using Payoff pitch. Here goes. So that's going to be wheelhouse and a 56. A wheelhouse 56 against a lefty. Goes up to 53, and that's a fly ball deep right field. Back goes Clark. He's there. Puts it away. 1 down. Next is Frankie Taveras, who's 0 for 1. He's struck out. That's a tough 92. Tough 92, and that's a fly to left. Terry Whitfield is in left field today, and he's under it. 2 down. And Lee Mazzilli. Now we're going to use the fast action cards and avoid charts at all costs. 7. Tough on Vita Blue, so it's a tough pitch, 28. A tough 28 is going to be a strikeout. Mazzilli down on strikes. Now Tom Houseman is on the mound for the Mets. Now Houseman was 2-6 with a 2.75 ERA and 10 starts with the Mets. The major issue with the Mets is they just can't score any runs. Dennis Littlejohn, the catcher, steps in the box. That's a tough 95. It's a fly to left. Steve Henderson. 1 down. Vita Blue, he's a 4 batting. And we roll a 10, which is ballpark, a 24. It's going to put him in the wheelhouse. He's a lefty. And a wheelhouse 70 is outrange. It's a fly deep to center field. Mazzilli running back and makes the catch. And 2 out now. It's Billy North. North is 1 for 2. He flied out and singled. That's an in-play ball, 55. And that's a grounder to third. Youngblood fires to first and gets North, the speedy North, by half a step. That retires the side. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. We're moving along here. Steve Henderson, right-handed hitter, batting 5th, batting actually cleanup today. That's a 5. That's a tough 28 versus a lefty is going to be a strikeout. And Henderson hits lefties pretty well. Hit him at a 395 clip. Pitch to John Stearns. John Stearns is 0 for 1. He grounded out. That's a 6. Patient 30. And that would be a wild pitch if there was somebody on base, but there is nobody on base. So a patient 30. Yeah, against a lefty is going to be a walk. So John Stearns reaches on a base on balls. And he's a potential threat to steal. I believe it's 5 or less for him to steal, and we roll a 6. Yep. So he doesn't get the jump, so he does not go, and it's Willie Montanez. It's an 11. That's defense. We rolled a lot of those in this game. 55. Now that's pretty high up there on the defense. So we're going to see. We're going to look. It's going to be the range for the second baseman. See what kind of range the second baseman has. That's going to be Roger Metzger, usually the shortstop, playing second. So his range is going to be a D. And we rolled a 55. A D, we're going to look here. A D, it's 1 to 53, so that's going to be an out. We're going to see what kind of an out. Metzger's a second baseman. So basically it's a ground ball to Metzger. And he flips to McCovey. And runner on, what happened to John Stearns on first? Advance. See that? It says advance right there. So he moves up, and it's going to be 2 outs now. Elliot Maddox. John Stearns is on at second and takes his lead. Here's the pitch from Blue. Maddox bats .240 against lefties. That's an 11, another defense check. And it's 0-8 this time. So this time it's going to be an automatic either hit or error, and I'll tell you why. We don't know which yet, because it's 0 to 20, 1 to 24 and 1 to 16. So we rolled a 0-8, so it falls within both of those. So there's no way it can be an out at this point. So we're going to pull a card and see exactly what goes on here. Range second baseman, so it's going to be a hit through Roger Metzger's position. And what kind of a hit? It's going to be a single and runner scores. RBI single. And around to score is Maddox. And it's 2-1 game right now. Doug Flynn steps in the box. Here's the pitch from Blue. It's a 6, patient. A patient 72 against a lefty. Patient 72, it'll be a fly ball lifted. Shallow center field. In comes North, makes the catch, retires the side, but the Mets pick up a run on a walk and a hit. And after 5, it's going to be Giants 2, Mets 1. Pretty good ball game here. Playing payoff pitch. All right, it's Jack Clark. Actually, I have Terry Whitfield. Terry Whitfield. Let me see. Let me find out what. Yeah, North made out, so Whitfield is up. Oh, where is Whitfield here? Oh, there he is. Okay. Here's the pitch to Whitfield. That's an 8. It's in play 40. An in play 40. That's outside of hit range. That's popped up right side. Flynn calls for it. 1 away. Now it's Jack Clark. That's a 7. In play 76. In play 76. That's outrange. That's a fly to center. Mazzilli has it in his sights. 2 away. Willie McCovey, left-handed hitter. He's 1 for 2. He's singled and grounded out. The pitch from Tom Houseman. It's a 9. In play 55. In play 55, and that's going to be a fly to left. Henderson. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 6th. And Houseman, keep Houseman in there. He's doing a heck of a job. And he actually can go 7 or more if he hasn't. So that's a 7 off Vita Blue. It's going to be tough. A tough 56. Tough 56 is a strikeout. Okay, 1 away. And now it's Joe Youngblood. Joe Youngblood's 0 for 2, flat out twice. It's a 7. That's a tough 87. A tough 87 against a lefty. That's a grounded, a short Lemaster. up with it, fires the first. Out number 2, Frankie Taveras, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. 2-1, Giants lead it. So 4, it's a patient 89. Patient 89, and that's a grounded to short. LeMaster again on the run, throws him out, side retired. Go to the top of the 7th. Darrell Evans leads it off. He's 0 for 2. It's a 4. That's a tough 0-6. It's a strikeout. Evans is fooled by the curve. Goes down swinging. Roger Metzger, he's 0 for 2. Reached down an error and grounded out. It's 4. Tough 52. Tough 52. And that's going to be a grounded at third. Joel Youngblood scoops it. Unloads. 2 down. Jael LeMaster. 6. Tough 42. A tough 42. Be a strikeout. 3 up, 3 down. So Hausman is dealing. Lee Mazzilli, bottom of the 7th, scores 2-1 Giants. It's a 7. Tough. A tough 71 against a lefty. It's a ground ball, second base, Metzger. 1 down. Stevie Henderson is patient 30. Patient 30 is going to be a ball that's driven into the gap, and it one bounce to the wall. Played quickly by North, but that's a double for Steve Henderson. A 1-out double here, putting the tying run at second base. John Stearns, 4. A patient 82. And that's going to be a ground ball hit hard at LeMaster. He looks Henderson back at first, over to first, 2 away. And it's Willie Montanez, lefty versus lefty, with the tying run at second base, and Steve Henderson with good speed. Snake Eyes Wheelhouse, a Wheelhouse 63 versus a lefty. Not going to do it. Be a grounded, a short LeMaster to McCovey, and that retires the side. The Mets fail to capitalize. And we go to the top of the 8th here. It's 2-1 Giants. Tom Hausman on the mound. Dennis Littlejohn, that's a 9. In play, gonna have to re-roll that. In play 0-0. Oh, Jesus Christ. That we have to go to the chart for. Because it's a rare play, and I don't have those on a card. I wish I did, but I don't. I have to pull the charts from under here somewhere. Okay, rare play. Let's see what happens. Oh, actually, I have another special chart for that. Wait a second. Where is that thing? I don't know if I can find it now. Here it is. Okay, for this I use my APA dice. Let's get this a little bit. Move it forward a little bit. My APA dice, and I'll show you 36. Oop, upside down. 36, other side. 36 says fan reaches out, stands for a foul ball. Roll 2d6. 2d6, it's a 6. So 2 times the 2d6, 2 to 4. Fan touches ball, umpire calls batter out. That didn't happen. Roll 160 left field for the put out. Okay, so it's a put out. And roll 1d6. So we rolled a 4, so it's going to be a put out to the third baseman. So basically a pop out third baseman in the stands, and the fan did not interfere. Ball was caught. Vita blue. Pitch from Hausman 9. In play 0-2. In play 0-2 is going to be. In play 0-2 is going to be a double. So blue pulls one down the line into the corner. Henderson in with it, but blue is in with there with a 1-out double. So Vita blue helping his own cause with the bat. Billy North, pitch from Hausman. That's a 5. And that's patient, a patient 0-1. It's going to be a base on balls. Oh, I clicked intentional walk. Base on balls. So it's first and second now. Now we're looking here at the box score, and Hausman actually went the complete game, so we're going to try to complete this game. Terry Whitfield, 1 for 3. Another unusual play, but this time with runners on base. Okay, so we're going to, we rolled what is that? A 6. So that's a C, D, or F catcher range, and able to block. It's a pass ball. C, D, or F. C, D, or F. Let's see. Stearns is a B range catcher, so he blocks the ball. Great play by Stearns. Terry Whitfield, the batter. And that's a 3. Patient 24. Patient 24 against a righty. It's a base on balls. Bases are loaded. So Hausman seems to be losing it here. Now the guy we normally bring in for the Mets is a guy. There's a couple of guys. There's Dale Murray. There's Ed Glynn, who faces lefties. Jack Clark is going to be the batter now. He's a right-hander. And the other guy we bring in a lot is 3 guys. Oh, it's, where is he? Neil Allen. Those are the 3 guys that Mets usually bring in. So if you were to look at the next guy, oh, and Twitchell pitches a lot. But these guys pitch twice as much. So these are the 3 guys the Mets usually use in 79. Ed Glynn came in towards the end, and he's used quite often. But these are the 2 main guys. 50. Dale Murray's the main guy with 58 games. Neil Allen with 50. I've actually brought them in a lot more because I have a tendency to bring in a pitcher for an inning like we do now, whereas they used to bring this guy in and he would pitch 4 innings. You see, I replaced them a lot, and so I've started to, when I've looked at the stats compared to the actual stats, I've started to correct that and leave them in there a little bit longer. Now, this is a close game. We're going to bring in Neil Allen and leave him in as much as we can, unless he starts getting just pounded, then we're going to have to pull him. But it's going to be a new pitcher, and look how it's very easy to kind of get this new pitcher in there. So you click on Hausman, and you look for, it takes you to the menu where you look for Neil Allen. There he is. Wait. There he is, Neil Allen. So you highlight Neil Allen, you click save, and he's in the game. Now, because I hit the wrong button, I have to go into click Neil Allen, put in offense where he's going to bat, and you know what? We're going to pull a double switch. We're going to pull a double switch because Neil Allen is due up the next inning, and we don't want to. All right, so Neil Allen is going to bat in the Stearns spot, 5. Going to bring in a new catcher. Okay. So let's see. Neil Allen is not there. I'll show you why. Neil Allen, we're going to have offense on top. Then the Stearns spot is 5. I'm going to put him in the 5th slot. And we have to find Allen again. There. Okay, so he's in the 5th spot. Now we're going to have to replace. We're replacing Stearns with Alex Trevino. He's the one that usually catches to rest Stearns. So we're going to put in, wait a second. And Trevino, Alex Trevino. There he is. So Trevino, and now Trevino's got a bat in the 9th spot. So offense, 9th spot. We look for Trevino, click on Trevino, and save. Okay, so now we can double check what we did. You go to 5th spot, it's Neil Allen, 9th spot is Trevino. We pulled our double switch. That is the most complicated thing you have to do on this. So I'll tell you that right now. Other than that, it's pretty easy. So we're going to pull out the deck just so we don't forget, because we'll forget. And we're going to pull out Stearns and replace him. Actually, we're going to pull out the pitcher's spot. And we're going to put that where Stearns was, in there somewhere. There, Stearns was there. And we're going to put Trevino batting 3rd in the inning. There you go. All right, Stearns is out. He's going to go sit on the bench for a little while. And bases loaded. Neil Allen. Infield's going to be in for the Mets. There's only one out. Got to prevent another run from scoring. It's 2-1. So let's see what happens here. It's Jack Clark. It's 5. It's going to be in play. In play 0-5. That's bad news. That's bad news for the Mets. And I'll tell you right now, it's going to be a line drive into the alley in center field. Mazzilli after it. Around to score is Blue. North, right behind him. Terry Whitfield follows, and it's a bases clearing double for Jack Clark. Yikes. Bases clearing double for Jack Clark. Batter advance, batter advances, batter advances. And the card tells you. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if I put it in the right spot, but you can see that double into the alley, all runners score. So you don't have to look at any charts. So this is basically chartless. The only time I did have to look was the rare play. And if we could get that on a card, well, you wouldn't need any charts, and it's much easier to look at the card. So big hit by Jack Clark, breaks it wide open here. Now it's a 5-1 ball game, and it's Willie McCovey. And you know what? We're gonna walk. We're gonna intentionally walk McCovey. McCovey batted. At 317 versus lefties. This is a righty, 234. We'll pitch to him. Pitch to McCovey. It's a 7. Tough. A tough 79. Tough 79. That's a fly ball center field. It's not deep enough for anybody to advance. 2 outs. And it's Darrell Evans, the lefty. And that's a 6. Tough. A tough 84. That's a ground to second. Flynn flips to Montanez, and that retires the side, but not before the Giants break it open here with 3 big runs. A bases-loaded double by Jack Clark. And the score is 5-1 Giants. Elliot Maddox against Vita Blue. That's a 7. It's a tough 64 against a lefty. It's a grounded to second base. Metzger. 1 down. Doug Flynn. Pitch from Blue. In play. 11. And that's going to be a single. Flynn wraps a single. 1 out, 1 on. For Alex Trevino, the new catcher. That's a 7. Tough. A tough 0-2. That's going to be a strikeout. So Trevino strikes out. 2 out. Flynn on at first. And Joel Youngblood. That's a 9. That's going to be ballpark 71. That's outside of range. So it's going to be in play. In play 80. In 45. In play 45 against a lefty. It's grounded to first. McCovey takes it himself. Side retired. Mets leave 1. And after 8 complete, it's 5-1 Giants. Neil Allen against Roger Metzger, who's 0 for 3. He's reached down an error and grounded out twice. That's a 7. Tough. A tough 56. Tough 56. That's an easy out. Fly ball, right field. Youngblood there. I'm sorry, Elliot Maddox. Youngblood's playing third today. Johnny LeMaster. LeMaster's 0 for 3. That's a 9. In play 11. In play 11. That's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So LeMaster's on with a single. Let's see if LeMaster runs. A 5. He does not. Needs a 4. Then it's Little John. And that's a 7. Tough. A tough 91. And that's going to be a G6. We rolled a 7. We look under the double play for the pitcher and the double play for the... It's a 6 on Little John, so he must have not hit into many double plays. We rolled a 7, so it's above that, so it's going to be a fielder's choice. And a 91 is going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice. And that's going to be out number 2. Little John is on at first, and it's Vita Blue. He's a 4. That's a 6, a tough 67. Tough 67, that's a strikeout. That retires the side. Okay, so it's going to be Frankie Taveras here in the bottom of the ninth. It's a 5-1 Giants lead. It's going to be Taveras, Mazzilli, and Henderson. 7, tough. A tough 83. Tough 83 is going to be ground ball. 1 away. Goes to short. 6-3. Lee Mazzilli. Lee Mazzilli's 0 for 3. It's a 7. Tough 78. A tough 78. And that's a fly to center. 2 down. And it's Steve Henderson steps in the box. He's 1 for 3. Flied out, struck out, and doubled. Against Vita Blue. Vita Blue is 1 batter away from a complete game. He's allowed only 3 hits. And that's a 4. Patient. A patient 50. Patient 50 is going to be a chopper and threw into the outfield. A master couldn't reach it. And that's a hit. Hit number 4 for the Mets today. And Stevie Henderson keeps the inning alive. We're bringing a pinch hitter. It's the pitcher now, Neil Allen. And we need a righty. Gil Flores does a lot of pinch hitting for the Mets, so I'll show you how to do that. Just click on the batter, Neil Allen. Look for Flores. And ask me to include him as defensive sub now. He's only going to be a pinch hitter. This game's over. And it's Flores at the plate. Oh. That's a 7. Vita Blue, a tough 53. Tough 53 is a strikeout. Game over. Flores goes down swinging. High Heat gets him. Vita Blue with a complete game victory here. Vita Blue allowed 4 hits. Pitches a 4-hitter. 1 run. The line scores for the Giants, if I pull this over a little bit, you can see everything up there. Right here, Giants 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 4 left on base. The Mets 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error, 4 left on base. The loss is going to go to the starter, Tom Hausman. Now this is where I go into look at the stats and put in the winning and losing pitcher. Winning pitcher was Blue. And the losing pitcher was Hausman. And then if you want to look at the scorebook of how the Mets did, you can pull it up here. Gives you the scorebook. We scored a run here in the. It was a walk to Stearns. Then it was a ground ball. Bat number 7, I believe. 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. Yeah, and then at bat number 7, a single. Stearns didn't advance on that. It was a hard hit to the second baseman, so he didn't get a chance to get to third. And then it was a single by Elliot Maddox that scored Stearns. And it was at that point it was a 2-1 ball game, and then Doug Flynn flied out. So later on, the Mets had a Steve Henderson on second with only 1 out in a 2-1 ball game. But then it was John Stearns who grounded out, and Willie Montanez grounded out, and that retired the side. The big inning was for, let's look for the Giants. Giants scorebook. The big inning right here was what was that? The top of the 8th inning. With 1 out, it was a double by Vita Blue. Got his own inning going, and then it was a walk to North and a walk to Whitfield, and then it was Jack Clark. Jack Clark stroked 1 into the alley. That rolled all the way to the wall. And Blue scored, North scored, Whitfield scored, and it was a 5-1 ball game. And Neil Allen, that double was off Neil Allen. And then Neil Allen got McCovey to fly out to center and Darrell Evans to ground out to second, and that retires the side. Final score was 5-1. And that's it, folks. Another loss. We've lost 11 out of the last 12. It's tough. We have 1 more game with the Giants. Hopefully we'll win that one. And I will see you guys soon. Take care.